Where's the money?
I don't think so.
Ey.
Hola, papi.
Speak. The call got grabbed this morning. It's an opportunity. Now listen to me. I'm not here to hurt you. Don't do anything stupid. Don't kick me.
Who are you to tell me what to do?
Okay. Stop running! I want you to see something. I was friends with your mother, and I'm telling you the truth.
Prove it! Your mother has been dead for 5 years.
I know. I think Vicente killed her. He took everything from me. Tell him the safety's on. Alicia! Run! We both want to get Lisa back. I'll fight to the death for her. Who is that psycho?
I hired him for a job, but he crossed the line.
That's personal to him.
Hi, Ernesto. How are you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so happy to talk to you. Actually, because I interviewed Marko Zaror for Fist of the Condor when it came out. I wanted to interview you too at the time, so it's great that we're getting the chance to now. I'm such
Awesome,
a fan
man.
of I'm a fan of yours and Marco's, like your collaborations together, and I got to see the movie yesterday, and okay, it's a chef's kiss. I mean, I know we can't really say a lot about it because we're embargoed till next week and everything, but I'll just say it flat out. You guys work magic together. Adding Scott Adkins to the mix, as we all know, he's worked with Marko in the past before, which is icing on the cake. So first of all, let me ask you a question here. Now, we all know, like, when everybody thinks of international action cinema, everybody goes to, of course, Korea, China, Indonesia. You guys, Latin American action cinema is underrated, and I feel that's you guys kind of get a raw deal in terms of that. Can you talk about what you guys bring to the table and why more fans should, start jumping on board?
Well, I think what we try to bring to the table is to do something different, to have the Latin flavor in our movies.
Mhm.
So it's not just a copy of Asian martial arts movies or American martial arts movies. We're trying to do something that has its own, spirit. And for example, in the Feast of the Condor, you don't have Shaolin monks. You have an Inca kind of martial arts and background. So that kind of cultural differences we try to show in our movies. And for Diablo, we try to feel. We shot in Colombia. We wanted to feel the city, to feel the places, to feel the people, so it doesn't look like other movies. Like we wanted to look like Diablo. That was
Right.
the idea.
So let's talk about working with Marko. So I kind of relate you guys to, like, of course we have Scott Adkins in this movie. Like, Scott teamed up with Jesse V. Johnson and they put out a whole bunch of great product together. You guys similar to that. Talk about how you hooked up with Marko and working with him through all these years.
Well, Marco is my friend from high school. I met Marco when we were like 3 or 4 years old.
Oh, so you
You
saw
know,
Marco through his awkward stages, right? You probably tell some good stories, right?
yeah, a lot of good stories. I met him before he was a martial artist, you
Right.
know.
There you go.
So, well, we in high school we were not close friends, but we loved movies since the beginning. So we made a couple of short films for English classes and something else, I don't remember. And we had that, connection, that hobby those days. And then when I finished film school, Marco was making movies in LA as a stunt and some lead s- small roles and some lead roles in little movies. And I went to visit him, and we ended up putting together our first movie that was Kiltro, and that's how we started making, real movies.
And I just wanted to say before we talk about the Diablo, I think Redeemer, your guys' collaboration with Redeemer is such an awesome flick. That's probably one of my favorite. Well, I mean, Diablo's going to be right up there, but yeah, I just wanted to say Redeemer is one of my personal favorites as well.
Cool, man.
But we're here
That-
to talk about Diablo, so again, I got a chance. I always enjoy when I get to see these early, but of course, I can't spoil anything, which kind of stinks. But oh well, we'll try to do our best. But talk about now. Obviously, Scott and Marco worked together in Undisputed 3 and Savage Dog. Talk about putting those two together again and like trying to create something different from what they've already done before.
Well, yeah, that was the idea. Was a big challenge, and I'm really lucky of being able to have the best guys in the business, doing
Right.
what they do. So when they came to me, because Marco and Scott, became friends after those movies that you said.
Mhm.
So Marco told Scott, "Hey man, we gotta do a movie in Latin America with Ernesto. We gotta do that." Okay, so we started creating the story, the three of us at the beginning. Having meetings through Zoom like this, talking about it, and I was feeling okay, man. I have this opportunity of making a movie with these two guys, so I want it to be as awesome as possible. So we created these two characters, and we needed, and it's the first time that Marco is a bad guy in my movies.
Mhm.
So that was also something really fun to do, and we wanted to make a movie where the fights were 100% justified, and that the fights are part of the story, and to get to those fights with the emotional content to enjoy them differently, like a regular fight. And that was what we intended, man. Obviously we wanted to do like the third round of Mark and Scott,
Right.
and try to do the best we could. But and it's different because it has this other thing happening at the same time. Well, I cannot spoil anything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So again, you also are editing the film. Now, talk about your thought process going into editing, because again, editing a martial arts film like this or a movie with a lot of fight can make or break it. So, what's your thought process going into the editor room? And obviously, what you're going to showcase these two guys is phenomenal talents, but what else is there?
The editing room is like an extension of what I'm doing every day in the set shooting, because
Hmm.
as I know I'm gonna edit the movie, I'm editing the scene in the set in my mind all the time. So I actually know what shot is gonna be before, what piece of that take I'm gonna use. It's like sometimes you do like a whole dialogue, but you just like that expression after the dialogue, and that's what you like of that take. But the dialogue, you're gonna use the take five, for example,
Right.
and all that stuff I already thought it before getting to the editing room. So when I get to the editing room, I just start materializing that.
Well, so again, what I also love too is like you don't get just the one fight, you get two fights with them. So of course you got to have you got to give the fans what they want. But what I really loved about the way you guys did the fights in this one is your use of the slow mo in terms of real life movement and so because you didn't overuse the slow mo, but it was kind of like an exclamation point or a punctuation of what was happening, and plus the sweeping motions with the camera, especially when they were high up and you had the aerial shot. That was awesome. So talk about capturing that and the use of slow mo and capture it like because it's also a fight scene is its own character in the movie. So
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that.
Well, I love slow motion when it's well done.
Yes.
The big masters are Sam Peckinpah and Young Woo. Um, at some point, I edited some of the fight scenes with a 100% Peckinpah style, using the same configuration that he uses, for that the slow-mo is after the shot, the impact or whatever. But didn't fit with the tone of the movie, you know. So it was too much, and so we needed to find the right amount of slow motion to make it work with the tone of our movie, and
Hmm.
we ended up doing what you saw. And I think I don't know what you think, but I'm happy with it, uh, you know.
What
But
do I
that
think? I was smiling the whole time. I like that, like, and like, because we all know, like, because like now, of course, John Wick, everything's compared to the guy that's behind me, So it's like, it's like anytime you have assassins or shootouts or stuff like that, they always like compare it to that, which is a shame again. But again, like what you did with this film, you were able to again. This is a totally like Marco's character, El Corvo. It's funny, like his little intricacies, like with the food and stuff like that, and just talk about coming up with his character real quick.
well, big inspiration, Terminator,
Yeah.
and Bardem in No Country for Old Men. Also some Korean references like I Saw the Devil.
Yes.
This persistent character that's not going to stop until he kills, his victim or, you know. And well, I remember was really important before the shooting when we got to Colombia to shoot. We were in the pre-production and we were not sure yet about the whole thing of this character, the motivations and going deeper in his background. So we took a walk with Marko, I remember, like through the city, like just talking about it, talking about it, talking about it. And there we got to the cake scene, you
Yes.
know and that idea came there, and this weirdness, this guy that's unpredictable, and there's really no much explanation for some things. He's just like that. And also we wanted this horror feel for his character. This is like being like a bad guy of a horror movie more than an action movie, you know
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, he's got that creepiness feel to it, and he
yeah.
just knocked it out apart. Of course, then Scott Adkins is great in it too. He's and his scenes, the father-daughter relationship going on and everything in there was phenomenal as well because it makes him more than because you got to care about the characters. We always say that, and you guys were able to do that with this one. I gotta let you go again. I could talk to you all day about fight scenes and this and that. Hopefully, we get to talk in the future. But my
Yeah.
review will reflect what a great again, fans like myself that have been watching you guys do this stuff for years will love it. It's got everything they want, and you guys don't disappoint in terms of teaming them up. But I will say this, and I've told Marko this in the past too. All the times he's worked with Scott, if you three are going to hook up again, make these guys on the same side. Don't always have them like against each other. Like do the buddy thing, like where they get to take on all the other guys and stuff like that. That's my only recommendation to you guys is just team them up in the future.
Cool. Cool, man. You're close. You're close because I just finished a script that you're gonna see something like that. So
Oh, that
yeah,
makes me happier than anything. All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
Ernesto, such a treasure to talk to you again. I can't wait to put the review and the interview. They're gonna love it. And success with the movie and everything else you guys do, and hopefully we get to talk in the future. Have a great day.
Thanks to you, man. Thank you very much for your support, man.
Absolutely,
Cool,
as you as well. Thank you so much. All right, have a great
cool, man.
day.